ideal weight range. This is change activity before shipping, likely component. So this dog was in training, and he got out of training, and he's waiting to be shipped, and he gained weight because he wasn't exercising. Let's see, I hope I did an example for us. Yeah, okay. So here's our lameness. Here's our objective, positive cranial drawer sign. So this one I made him have a cruciate, not a cranial dorsal hip luxation. Plan, sedate with hydro and radiograph, pelvis and stifle. You notice I don't have lines. I tried to make this line up with the notebook line. I don't have spaces between these. I do have a signature printed name down here. Okay, if you use initials, you better have your whole name somewhere on that page, so we know who CR is versus SD. Okay. Then if you have an addendum, have a line, have a space between them. Addendum is you're going back the same day. You did your soap, but you're going back the same day. Hey, we finally got the radiographs at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we found that we have moderate hip dysplasia and degenerative joint disease in the right stifle. So that's your addendum. You don't have to re-soap the whole thing. It's just an added in. Okay. So here's it written out in very sloppy handwriting, which is mine. There's no spaces in here until you get past Bob White's signature. And you have addendum that surgery went well. Call donor and made ICU treatment plan. Okay. So that's the big thing I want y'all to know, the soap. The soap. So if I give you any test questions, it's probably going to be on the soap. All right. Now, we normally do master problem list. There's nowhere in our records to put that. It's in the computer, I've been told, but I haven't found it. But you should make a master problem list. And if we have junior surgery like we've had it before, and what I would do is go back to either that physical exam sheet or that history sheet, wherever you got some space, and put MPL, master problem list. 1, 2, 3. Problem 1 is this, problem 2 is this, problem 3 is this. Then when you go into soap, you can put 1 and whatever you're seeing on objective, 1 on assessment, and 1 on plan. You don't have to write it out each time. The reader refers back to the master problem list. Okay? Usually doesn't include routine stuff like vaccine history, tartar accumulation, smaller temporary problem. We usually don't put it on there. We have a date noted and a date resolved, because you can fix some problems, right? That's what a master problem list is all about. So you can quickly say, once you get out and practice and you're in your established clinic and this client comes in, you've seen this patient, this client for the last 9 years. You can look back at the master problem list and say, hey, every time they went on vacation, this dog came in with diarrhea. He's probably got stress diarrhea. That will help you, okay? Or you see a pattern, it might help you diagnose a serious disease that they're developing. So there's a lot of reasons for this. Now, in addition to those are our routine forms. Then we have a lot of specialized forms. This is one you're going to see in the clinic. It's called the Generalized Request Form. Anytime you want to send off blood for CBC chemistry, urine for urinalysis, anything for a culture, anything for cytology, or a biopsy, you're going to fill out this form. Guess what? If you've got blood going to the hematology lab, and cytology going to Dr. Etzioni, and a biopsy going to histopath, you're going to have this form filled out 3 times. So when you get into clinics, what I recommend is fill it out once and photocopy it. Okay? We have an anesthesia record. Okay, I'm not going to pound this, especially we're running out of time right now. Once you get this up at Blackboard, look over it. You'll learn more about it next year. But it's really self-explanatory. All these codes over here tell you how to monitor and record heart rate, respiratory rate, blood pressure, etc. Okay, fluids, blood loss. Once you just look at it, you kind of figure it out. If not, ask me. We have a client communication log in the clinic. So when you become seniors, juniors, and seniors, you're going to be calling clients. You need to write down when, who you talked to, and what you said. Okay? Because if you didn't write it down, it didn't happen. And if you told them, hey, we just plated the fracture, you need to keep them confined till we declare it healed, and they come in 3 weeks later with a broken plate because they let the dog run around the North 40, then you've got a record that you told them not to do that. Estimate of cost, most of the times the clinicians will be doing this, but I can't guarantee you that some of the clinicians won't make y'all do it. This is here just right now, basically what you think's gonna, we know what things cost, this is the things we're gonna do. This is your estimate of your treatment or your diagnostics or whatever. It's simpler in outpatient than it is like in surgery or medicine. Pain assessment, we've got these forms too. I encourage y'all to use those in junior surgery, and they're also in the clinic, but nobody ever uses them, okay? If you really want to get into pain management, this is a very good tool. I don't tend to use it because I can usually tell. I've done this for almost 30 years now, so. That's the back side of it. Ophthalmologic forms, there's forms for that. I'm not an ophthalmologist, so I'm just going to say it's there, okay? Dermatology forms, okay? Neurologic forms. I will pull this out and occasionally use it, okay? It helps if you get a real good form that tells you what test is measuring, like the cranial nerves. What nerve does this test? What nerve does this test? I like those forms because I forget that stuff, okay? I don't know if this was that way. Where's the cranial nerves? Yeah, it tells you Roman numerals. It doesn't tell you the name, just like cranial nerve 5, cranial nerve 7.
Facial.
Huh? Facial, yeah. There's a treatment sheet. We use this in ICU, okay? It won't take you long to understand this one. Just understand that's an ICU sheet. And that's it. Any questions? Like I said, the big thing I want y'all to do is do a good physical. If we have junior surgery the normal way, do a good physical and do good subs. If you want to kind of do sort of a history, don't make up too much stuff because this is a public record. Just put junior surgery dog came from Phoenix City, appears to be malnourished or parasitic. Yes, ma'am.
For the lecture that we didn't have on Tuesday, did you...
That was complications.
So we're caught up.
Yeah, we're caught up. Now, I looked at them today and I said one's 21 slides and the other one's 23, but I'm only really talking 15. I could do it all today and I did. So the only thing I owe y'all is a lab if you want to practice suturing. So let me know if y'all want to get together sometime and do some suturing. I'm back on clinics for the next 2 weeks, so it might be kind of tough. We'll have to play it by ear. But if y'all want some more instruction on that, we can do it.
Thank you.